25 grocery store staples your mom bought every week, but no one buys anymore. Remember when grocery shopping meant filling your cart with the same reliable staples week after week? Your mom had her go-to list of essentials that every family kept stocked, from canned goods that lasted forever to snacks that disappeared from lunchboxes daily. These products were everywhere, lining every shelf and filling every pantry, until changing tastes and health trends made them vanish from our weekly runs. Let's take a trip back to the grocery aisles of yesterday and rediscover 25 staples your mom bought every week that no one buys anymore. The breakfast revolution. The 1960s breakfast table was a monument to science. Nutrition met convenience. Mothers became kitchen engineers. Powder replaced preparation. 1. Tang orange drink mix led the charge. It was NASA's official beverage. Every glass felt like a countdown. It delivered vitamin C through powdered orange flavor. No fruit necessary. Tang entered 89% of American households. Kids drank 200 million glasses a year. Real juice couldn't compete. 2. Carnation instant breakfast came next. It turned plain milk into a complete meal. Powder vitamins, protein, sugar. Stirred in seconds. It captured 60% of the breakfast supplement market. Parents trusted it. Eggs and toast began to look inefficient. It wasn't just food. It was a shortcut to better parenting. 3. Log cabin pancake syrup offered maple taste without maple trees. Corn syrup technology gave it long shelf life. It didn't spoil. It didn't vary by season. It showed up in 88% of pantries. Pancakes never tasted the same. 4. Wonder Bread followed with scientific precision. Its slogan promised to build strong bodies 8 ways. It added synthetic vitamins to refined flour. It dominated 75% of the sandwich bread market. Whole wheat seemed outdated. Then came doubt. Tang contained more chemicals than nutrients. Carnation couldn't compete with real food. Fresh orange juice dropped in price. Whole grain bread became normal. Protein bars replaced powdered meals. The artificial edge faded. Science lost to simplicity. Today's breakfasts look unrecognizable. Smoothies with chia seeds. Sourdough with wild yeast. Syrup from real trees. To a 1960s family, it would seem wasteful. But the future didn't stay powdered. It went back to the source. The convenience dinner era. The 1970s dinner table became a testing ground for industrialized nutrition. Cooking turned into assembly. Parents no longer needed recipes. Just box instructions. Just water. Powdered sauces replaced skill. These weren't meals. They were edible engineering. Solutions for exhausted parents. Dinner without knowledge. Food without food preparation. 5. TV dinner complete meals reached peak innovation. Aluminum trays created full dinners in one step. Peel the foil. Set the oven timer. Done. Swanson sold 13 million units a year. Families ate Salisbury steak in front of Bonanza. They felt futuristic. Fresh ingredients became unnecessary. No planning. No chopping. No cleanup. Nutrition came in pre-divided compartments. 6. Hamburger Helper one-dish meals rewrote the math at dinner time. 1 pound of meat became a full family meal. Pasta and powder multiplied portions. Texture was negotiable. Taste was theoretical. It worked. Over 200 million boxes sold each year. Working parents embraced it. Meat was expensive. Box stretchers were affordable. Dinner became resourceful. 7. Kraft macaroni and cheese built its empire on powdered cheese. Milk transformed into orange sauce. Kids loved it. Parents believed it was nutritious. The blue box sold over 1 billion units annually. It delivered calcium, protein, and something chemically unforgettable. Real cheese couldn't compete. Nature didn't glow like that. Then came fresh alternatives. Cooking shows returned skill to the spotlight. Homemade meals didn't require a degree. Sodium counts raised alarms. Flavor packets lost trust. Real food made a comeback. Today's dinner kits and organic shortcuts would shock 1970s families. Box dinners once ruled. Boiling water was the only skill required. No questions asked. Just follow the steps. Feed the family. Move on. The canned goods empire. By the 1960s, The American pantry had become a steel-clad monument to shelf-stable survival. Canned goods replaced perishables. Refrigeration became optional. Nature's seasons were irrelevant. Spoilage was conquered. These weren't just food containers. They were edible insurance policies. Families prepared for nuclear fallout and unexpected guests with the same tool, a can opener. Inside, meat floated in its own post-war juices, sometimes for decades. Flavor was secondary to longevity. 8. Spam led the charge. It had already fed troops in World War II. Now it fed suburban families in peacetime. Hormel sold 100 million cans a year. It didn't require refrigeration. It didn't expire in a reasonable time frame. It came pre-formed, pre-cooked, and pink. The block could be fried, sliced, or ignored. It was protein you could trust to survive a crisis. Or a Tuesday night. 9. Campbell's cream of mushroom soup became the unofficial mother of casseroles. It worked as both meal and modifier. It could turn dry chicken and limp noodles into a family favorite, or something close to it. Campbell's moved 2.5 billion cans annually. That single product redefined home cooking. It was creamy. It was salty. It was dependable. Nobody asked where the mushrooms were. 10. Ocean Spray cranberry sauce made holidays foolproof. One can, one plop, one wobbly ruby red cylinder. It sold 70 million units each year. It slid out fully intact. It retained its ridges. It required no cooking. For many families, it defined tradition. The shape became nostalgic. Then came awareness. Sodium levels raised alarms. Preservation chemicals faced scrutiny. Fresh ingredients became accessible. Homemade meals became realistic. The can began to lose its grip. Today's cranberry chutneys and hand-stirred soups confuse earlier generations. To them, the can was modernity, a culinary shortcut with a metal seal. Thanksgiving once ran on pure faith and factory-sealed fruit gel. The instant everything movement. The 1970s kitchen became a shrine to the quest for speed. Convenience was king. Waiting time, a thing of the past. Powdered miracles promised quick fixes. No more boiling, sautéing, or chopping. Just add water. Stir. Done. These weren't meals. They were time shortcuts. Food scientists had solved cooking's oldest problems. 11. Minute rice arrived with a promise. Perfect rice in 1 minute. No more guesswork. No more sticky pots. No more ruined batches. It dominated 80% of the rice market. Asian cuisine became effortless. Add boiling water to pre-cooked rice. Wait. Stir. Eat. Fried rice without the frying. 12. Lipton onion soup mix transformed every dish. It was alchemy in a packet. Add to any meal. Instant flavor. No chopping. No seasoning. Just pour, stir, and serve. It appeared in 94% of American pantries. Hostesses turned it into sophisticated dips and sauces. Nobody asked what natural onion flavor meant. It didn't matter. 13. Bisquick baking mix promised success in every box. Perfect biscuits. Every time. No measuring. No failures. No messy flour spills. Add milk. Stir. Bake. Sold 200 million boxes annually. Baking was no longer a skill. It was a formula. Cooking became foolproof. Then came change. Fresh ingredients became more accessible. Cooking shows revealed that real food didn't need shortcuts. Instant meals couldn't match the flavor of fresh. Sodium levels were higher than acceptable. Whole grains began to replace processed flour. Today's rice cookers and sourdough starters would baffle families who once believed that cooking meant tearing open packets and adding hot water. The simplicity of boiling rice in a minute would seem extravagant. Real cooking? It wasn't supposed to be this easy. The artificial enhancement era. The 1970s American kitchen became a chemical wonderland. Natural ingredients? Too unpredictable. Too inconvenient. Artificial enhancements ruled. Food scientists had perfected the art of improvement. Flavor was engineered. Texture was controlled. Color was designed. Nature's imperfections were erased. 14. Velveeta redefined cheese. It was smoother. It melted without effort. It didn't separate. It didn't spoil. It didn't have real cheese flavor. It was better. It dominated 70% of the melting cheese market. Hostesses used it to create perfect cheese sauces. No lumps, no unpredictability, just uniform, smooth perfection. 15. Cool Whip solved whipped cream's biggest problems. It stayed fluffy in any condition. No deflation, no overwhipping, no refrigeration required. It appeared in 85% of refrigerators. It was made from petroleum-based ingredients, but worked. It was reliable. It was dessert magic in a tub. 16. French's yellow mustard perfected tang. It eliminated the natural variation in flavor and color. One shade of yellow, one predictable flavor. It captured 85% of the mustard market. Sandwiches didn't need sophistication. They needed consistency. French's delivered it. The downfall began with the rise of gourmet food culture. Natural ingredients suddenly seemed desirable. Artificial enhancements were exposed. They weren't food. They were chemistry. They didn't taste better. They tasted processed. Today's aged cheeses and freshly whipped cream would mystify families who once relied on Velveeta and Cool Whip. To them, perfection was packaged. Ingredients didn't matter. Consistency did. The mix and shake dynasty. The 1970s kitchen cabinet was filled with convenience. Cooking became foolproof. No guesswork. No seasoning failures. Pre-packaged solutions promise perfection. Add meat. Follow the simple directions. No thinking required. 17. Shake and bake changed the breaded chicken game. Breadcrumb coating. Put chicken in a bag. Shake it. Bake it. Perfect crust every time. It captured 78% of American kitchens. Spice combinations? No need. The bag did it all. No miss. No misteri. 18. Stovetop stuffing simplified Thanksgiving. Hot water. Seasoned breadcrumbs. That's it. No days of prep. No family secrets. Just industrial flavor enhancement. It dominated 90% of holiday stuffing consumption. Feasts didn't require grandmothers anymore. They required boiling water. 19. Hunt's Manwich solved the dinner problem. Ground beef turned into kid-approved sandwiches. Pre-seasoned tomato sauce. No blanc slapillos. Just the right amount of tang and sweetness. It sold 75 million cans annually. It proved kids wanted consistency, not flavor innovation. Then came cooking shows. Parents realized seasoning food wasn't complicated. Homemade versions often tasted better. Whole food movements exposed the chemicals behind the packets. Fresh herbs were affordable. Cooking became personal again. Today's herb gardens and spice racks would baffle families who once relied on shaking bags for perfect meals. To them, seasoning was science. Now it's an art. The sweet and creamy kingdom. The 1970s dessert table became a chemical wonderland. Sugar. Powder. Instant satisfaction. No skills required. Just follow the instructions and create party-ready perfection. 20 Jawah redéfinit dessert. Molded. Wobbly. Translucent. It suspended ingredients in gelatinous perfection. Fruit. Tuna. It didn't matter. Families consumed 1.1 billion boxes annually. Hostesses created dessert masterpieces with boiling water and artificial coloring. Sophisticated? Maybe. Delicious? Not always. 21. Kool-Aid turned tap water into fruit-flavored magic. Powder packets. Artificial color. Sugar by the ton. 563 million packets sold annually. The perfect summer drink. Kids didn't need fruit, just bright colors. It was almost too unnatural to believe. 22. Ready Whip solved whipped cream problems. No deflation. No overwhipping. No defrieración. Just perfect whipped cream from an aerosol can. Found in 82% of kitchens. It was dessert convenience in a can. Pressurized magic. The shift came with fresh desserts. Homemade treats suddenly seemed better. No chemicals. No artificial enhancements. Just real ingredients. Health consciousness grew. Fresh fruit. Real cream. Dessert became simple again. Today's berry parfaits and hand-whipped cream would confuse families who once relied on powders and aerosol cans. To them, dessert was chemistry. Now it's art. The kitchen foundation essentials. The 1970s pantry became a fortress. Shelf-stable. Reliable. No spoili. No si se nelburiaschen. No difrieraschen fedax. 23. Crisco vegetable shortening achieved baking perfection. Hydrogenated oil. Infinite shelf life. 92% of kitchens. It made butter obsolete. No rancid fats. No inconsistent textures. Every pie crust and fried food came out perfectly. Every time. 24. Miracle Whip revolutionized sandwiches. Tangy. Versatile. It was both spread and dressing. 45% market share. A single jar did the work of two. It made mayonnaise feel one-dimensional. Americans loved efficiency. 25. Carnation evaporated milk solved dairy challenges. Shelf-stable. Never spoiled. No fridge required. Found in 91% of pantries. It delivered calcium and protein without the worry of expiration dates. Cooking and coffee became worry-free. Then came refrigeration. Fresh alternatives arrived. No more spoilage fears. Health-conscious consumers questioned hydrogenated oils. Fresh milk lasted longer. Can alternatives seemed unnecessary. Today's grass-fed butter, olive oils, and oat milk would baffle families who perfected the art of cooking with shelf-stable, nuclear-proof ingredients. But they loved it, and they didn't care how processed it was.